Welcome back to RØDECaster User Meetup. Hello, Sarah on Clubhouse. Hello, Rob on YouTube. Tony's back. Welcome back, Tony, to Clubhouse and joining us on RØDECaster User Meetup. I'm John. This is, as I said, RØDECaster User Meetup by Learner to Learner, which is a collaborative learning channel where we come together, learn from each other, specifically on the subject of RØDECasters. I own a RØDECaster Pro 2. I used to own a RØDECaster Original and subsequently sold that to Rob, who's in the chat. And King Paco's back. Hello, welcome back to RØDECaster User Meetup. King Paco, say hi to everybody. And Tony, I would love to hear from Tony. Tony, are you able to chat with us? Haven't talked to you for a while. But anyway, I do have something to tell you. A little bit about what this channel is all about. So other than learning from each other, the way of how we learn from each other is for you to actually come onto the show. You can ask questions. You can participate either by going to the website, which is what I'm showing to you right now. Not this one. Those are my notes. I want to show. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is off to a great start. Now, that was my notes. That was my Google Keeps. Okay, so I'm moving this down here so I can show that to you. Yeah, you get to the website. Oh gosh, what did I do? You go to the website. You can choose to click on the call in with Zoom button. Once you do that, it will bring you to a registration page, which is this one. And you just simply register, put in your name, your email address, and a couple of very simple questions just to verify that you are a human being and not a bot. And that would allow you to then come over to join us. I need to approve you. And once I approve you in the registration, you will be able to get onto the Zoom call and be a part of the show. Now, of course, if you just want to simply participate by just going to the website on YouTube while you're watching this, just type in the chat like Rob is doing, like King Paco's doing. Oh, Pete also is back. Hello, Pete. I haven't seen you for a while. Sarah also is back on Clubhouse. Let me just like show people in Clubhouse a little love on YouTube. There you are. We have Sarah, Tony, Pete, and another Sarah. I'm going to paste the chat. Not chat. I'm going to paste a YouTube link onto the pin link on Clubhouse, and that would allow you to have the ability to join or at least tune in, watch the live shows. Let's see who you can listen to my sound. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. I'm gonna see if I can get. Maybe we'll wait until sound check, or if it's so quiet in here, nobody's joining me on Zoom just yet. But that's okay, because I have stuff to tell you also, because I have been on a mission, and those of you who listen to my regular podcast would know that I actually have a really horrible technical issue with my RØDECaster. King Paco just said he loved his RØDECaster. I do love my RØDECaster, but something went wrong. I'm not sure if it is Ni is joining us. I'm not sure if it's the issue with the latest firmware. That's what I guess it could be, but I'm not 100%. And so I have this issue I'll describe to you. So what happened is, when I start playing the recording, I'm going to bring Ni into the conversation. Hello, Ni.
Yay. Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. Well, I was just going to I'll describe to you also and everybody else the issues that I'm having. So my RØDECaster, since I started testing out the beta firmware 1.5, I have had this issue where when I'm I didn't know, but now I know. when I'm recording on my RØDECaster, I will have audio glitch that happens regularly, but sort of like, well, often, but not regular. So sometimes it comes and go. And so I don't hear a lot. I don't hear what they're hearing. So people in Clubhouse, people in the live stream will hear the glitch, and I'm gonna see if I can pull the file out to show you what the issue was. I think I export. Where did I export it? I sent something audio glitch for Rode. Okay, so I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play this clip for you, just for you to hear the sound. This is the issue that I'm hearing. You'll be hearing the conversation in Hokkien, so you don't understand the language, but you just need to pay attention to the little audio glitch. Okay, here you go. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So that was the audio glitch. I am not sure. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just calling it like a glitch. And if you can identify what that issue is, let me know, because I would like to know what the issue is. And it only happens, I come to find out, it only happens when I'm recording. So if I hit record on my RØDECaster, that happens. It also drops my connection to my computer as well. So like it essentially, as if I yank out the cable from the RØDECaster or from the computer. So it's very interesting. And Clubhouse people also hear it. People in the live stream here, which means the output with the glitch is on the USB outputs, both USB 1 and USB 2 on the RØDECasters. But what I hear in my ears different. And maybe since you guys are audio experts, I mean, at least enthusiasts, if not experts, I want to play this for you. This is what I hear in my ears. So I've been in touch with the the Rhodes support, and they've been trying to figure out what the issue is. And so they asked me if the glitch is in the recording, which it isn't. However, I do hear it. Now, Nia, I want you to pay attention to the what I call a light pop. So in the audio, you will hear this is from the recording, and it has like a little light pop in the audio. And when that happens, it will automatically glitch out on the USB outputs. Charles has joined us too. Hello, Charles.
What's going on?
I was just talking about my issue. So the glitch. So I'm gonna let you hear the popping sound that is the popping sound that I hear in the recording, and then I'll play the other the sound for Charles again. So again, this is not in English, which is actually good, no distraction. You will hear. Look, you wanting to hear the pop. It's like the audio has a little pop, so I'm going to play it and let you hear it. Okay, so it's not a big pop, but you hear it before I say nah. Do you hear that little?
Yep.
I thought you were slipping on something.
So I am not quite sure what that issue is. But let me play for you. This is for that's what's in my ear. So when I'm listening to it, monitoring it on my RØDECaster, that's what I hear. So just a little glitch pop thing, very light, which means it's glitchy. And then there is it's worse on the live stream. So all the USB output, USB 1 and USB 2 on Clubhouse when I'm connected to the phone, as well as when I'm connected to Ecamm for my live stream. So I'm going to play that one for for you all, for Glenn who just joined also, and for Charles listen to this. So it's exactly same spot.
It's a transformer. It's a transformer that's taking over. The transformers are taking over.
Anyway, welcome, Glenn. So I don't know.
Hey there, everyone. I miss work has been taking over more of my life. We're getting into tax season, so
I see.
I shouldn't even be doing this, but
No, you can just hang out with us.
I know.
For as long or as short.
Work is for the birds.
Some unlucky taxpayer's got to wait on his tax return.
Somebody just have to wait.
Well.
You talking about work?
What did I miss last week?
What did you miss last week?
Yeah.
The replay? I think we talk about USB cables. Didn't we talk about USB cables? Did we talk about headphones? I think we talked about the quality of USB cables. That's what it was.
XLR cables.
Oh, and XLR cables. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The quality of them. By the way,
I'm guessing it's the Japanese model is
the
what everybody
Mogami.
went with, right?
The Mogami Gold, and then there's
there
is another one that John IT mentioned, and I can't remember what it was now.
Don't forget the platinum. Don't forget the platinum.
Oh yeah, there's also a
too.
platinum, which some of us think that it's just a show off, and since it's more expensive, they might as well just make them. I'm not sure if technically actually have any difference when it comes to audio quality. But so that's what I have been battling with. And what's even more interesting is the solution that they've been suggesting. So I've been in touch with the tech support, and they ask me all the stuff that I've already tried, different cable, am I plugging into a hub? Is it plugged directly into the computer? So I've tried all those. And finally, the last thing they suggested was that I downgraded it or get back to the older firmware. But the issue is, the process is interesting because the steps, right? The steps that I need to do to get downgraded is super interesting. I have to unplug all the cables on my RØDECasters and only leave the power cable plugged in. And then I turn it on. As soon as you see the loading screen, you unplug it. And then you plug it back in. And then you turn it on again and unplug it. Do that 8 times. And then
putting it in recovery mode.
And then the 9th time, I will let it boot up. And and then it's supposed to restore the last firmware. So so you said, Charles, I put it in recovery mode?
Well, so I think that's their version of a recovery mode. So you think of like if you get a bad kernel or patch or something, like when updating Mac OS, you have to go into recovery mode to downgrade, or like to undo whatever you did. You have to go into recovery mode. So it sounds like this is their version of recovery mode, you would think.
I thought
this
last
is very
time
much an engineer setup. Like that's what's interesting about this is it's very much an engineering setup versus having to plug and unplug. Like that sounds like an engineer thought of this and not a product development team. Because product development would have been like, yeah, no user's ever going to think to do this. But if we told them,
I think it's only reserved for like the tech support people to tell. They even have a video.
Well,
they sent me a video.
Yeah, but
did you do this? They sent me a video making sure that I was doing the right thing. So, but Michael Cunningham in the chat say yes, that's the one. I think Canary, it's what John IT mentioned also when it comes to good quality XLR cable.
Is Charles frozen?
Maybe. Is Charles frozen? Maybe we've lost signal, or he's just fallen asleep. So Alan said it's the step he suggested yesterday to go down to firmware 1.4. The issue with that is I don't know how to go back to the old firmware, and that's the step that I'm supposed to go back to the last firmware. Here's the issue. Because I was on at least that's my guess. I told him because I was on beta, which means I was already on 1.5 before the public release of 1.5 came out. So when the public release came out, well, I actually tried to restore to factory settings a few times as well. And so I'm not sure in the process of doing that, my last firmware was also the same firmware that I'm currently running. Not sure if that's the case or not, but I tried, almost 10 times, 8 times maybe, to make sure that I've got all the timing right, and nothing seemed to happen. It still stay put at 1.5. So no solution just yet. Hello, Jeremiah. Welcome back. Jeremiah's on Clubhouse. And Sarah is on here now. Hello, Sarah. Sarah, who's been... wanting to let us hear her
Yes.
sound booth.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, I just done my podcast for the week, which I'm super happy. And I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to put it on the PTR. If I was everyone like you guys, it makes a big difference. I don't have much equipment, but I don't know if you can tell, but I just feel like I'm not using my voice as much, if that makes sense. I love to talk, like, as you can tell, but it's like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, the quality is just next level. So
But I think you're in the booth, so it's isolating all the sounds. The acoustics is more controlled.
yeah,
Yeah, of
that's
course,
it.
you're talking to us on the phone, right?
On the phone. I'm an iPhone girl. I actually use it. I'm a Mac girl as well, so I just do that. And when I do my podcast, I have a software which is Audacity, I should say. And I just have a simple mic, and that's it. Hook it up, and the shows are just like it's like a lot clearer.
You know what? It would be better comparison to listen to your podcast, of the one that's recorded in the booth, as well
Yes.
as the one that's recorded outside the booth before you actually have your booth.
Oh, no, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. You can tell the difference. My radio guys are like, okay, where are you? What's going on? I go, okay, calm
Yeah,
down.
acoustics is very important, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that in soundcheck too. 'Cause
Yes. Sorry.
the
I've
space,
been
like in the
dying.
space.
Sorry, I know this is RØDECaster.
Sure.
I was like, I want him to hear it because I'm excited. I've been waiting. Okay, never mind. I'll mic up now.
All right.
Now you know.
Thank you, Sarah. Jeremiah have a comment saying that he still has echo for something. What? I still get an echo for something. Jeremiah, can you elaborate a little bit more? You want to come on stage on Clubhouse and chat with us, and see what the issue? Did you have that issue? Did we have that resolved or no? Jeremiah, did we have that resolved or no? Before you said you have an echo.
Oh, no, thank you. Hey, thank you for having me. No, I was just kind of commenting on the audio. So I know it sounds better than it had in the past because I've been on the show and I've talked with you all, but I still got a little bit of like an echo or reverb back when she was talking. So I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know
you meant
if it was
yes.
from
Like you mean her space, her in her.
yes.
Yeah, there like a little kind of like a chamber kind of reverb sound. Why'd you laugh, Glenn?
No, he just snuck a little bomb in there. I just thought it was kind of funny. That's
No, so it's better, but I think that's what I'm saying. It will do the booth more justice because she can hear it. the thing is when she hear what she's hearing, I mean, whatever she's hearing may not be what we're hearing because of all the other equipment that's that's
Right.
connected, right? So yeah, I think you said that you still pick up some reverb. It's not like 100%, but that's why I think it will be more of a better comparison if you were to compare her podcast that she recorded from within her booth and outside her booth. Now, Sarah, when you record your podcast, what setup do you use? What microphone do you use, and how do you record it?
Okay, I know you're going to be happy because the mic that I use is a RØDECaster.
Wait, the microphone?
Yes,
Rode-
the little one. I got the little one.
A Rode mic, but Rode, what is it?
Oh, let me get the package. I can read it for you.
Should be the pod mic or the
Hi, Lalo.
RØDECaster.
It's a Calavar
Video
or
mic.
Lalavar?
Oh, lavalier.
Oh,
So it's
yeah, the lavalier.
Lavalier, which is essentially it's like a
It's a condenser mic.
yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
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 It's
So-
amazing, guys. Okay, good. So it's relevant to this topic.
Is it wired? Is it wired or is it wireless?
No, actually, it's wired. It's interesting you said that, but yeah, I actually went and got it's the Lavalier Go professional wearable microphone, a Rode microphone.
That should be the square one, right?
Like tiny.
No, it's not the square one. I
Oh,
looked
I
at that
see.
square one too. It's just a straight out mic, a little mic. I
Is
call
it
it.
this one? I
So
don't know if
that
it's
was what I was asking her, but she said no. I think that's the
Lavalier
John-
See,
Premium.
and it goes back to what I was saying. I think that's why, so if it's maybe clipped on her shirt or something like that,
Yeah,
instead of
that's it.
yeah. So if it's clipped on her shirt or a jacket or something, it's not.
It's gonna
as
sound
close to
distant.
the
But
mouth.
again, this is
Yeah.
not it though. What you're hearing is not it. So what you're hearing
Oh,
is
okay.
her iPhone only.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Correct.
that's why it's we're
That
not.
makes sense. Okay.
But
okay,
the space, if the space used to be very reverberant, is that what is that the adjective for having
Yeah,
lots of
hold on.
reverb?
just make up a word.
But I wanted to welcome Cindy Lou. Hello, Cindy Lou. Let's
Do
see.
you want me to hook up? Do you want me
Lalo
to hook up?
said,
Okay.
hello. Lalo says he picked up a ZVE1 today, and I'm pumped. Pairs so well with the DJI Mic Mini. Super light full frame video package. Ah, cool. ZVE1, huh? And DJI Mic Mini. Okay, which is what I have also.
John,
Talking
are
about
you
her.
on Zoom? Are you on Zoom? YouTube? I know you've got about 4 different things going on. So which one
Yes,
is it?
I am also on Zoom. Yes.
Okay, so what I can do, I can hook it all up and you can all test it and you can see.
Sure.
that help?
You can
Yeah.
get that set up for the sound check room, and we'll talk a little bit more about the
Oh, yes,
RØDECaster,
yes,
and then
sorry. Okay.
then we'll do that during sound check time. Now, if you don't remember how to get onto the link to get onto the Zoom, just go to the website. Again, this is good for everybody too. Go to the website here, learner2learner.com. I just put the link in the chat. Oh, I didn't see the chat here too. Raphael also says hello. Hi, Raphael. Hello, hello. And let me see if did I miss anything in there. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about.
Can I say something about the update from Lalo?
Yeah, sure.
I was stoked as well. So I got the ZVE10 ZVE10 like maybe a week before I went on the show last time we met, 2 weeks before.
Hey,
And so
I remember.
yeah, we were trying to mess with my settings to get the blur background and the clear image pop. So the talking head. So yeah, super excited, but you got to get those lenses right, and you got to play with that stuff, Lalo.
Well, Lalo's an expert in video. He's a pro, so he probably got it all figured out.
Okay.
So anyway, let's see. One thing, but before I talk about things that I started messing with on my RØDECaster, I want to put it out there, see if you guys have anything. Especially Glenn hasn't been back here and talk about. Didn't have a voice for a while.
I just noticed with all the firmware talk, I checked to see what version I've got.
Which one do you have?
I'm a little bit behind. I'm at 1.3.4, so I'm behind. I've got to do my updates. But given your story, I mean, how update do I want to get?
You know what? I don't know if it's I don't know if it's just the firmware. I think it's a combination of my device, me, how I use it. I'm not sure. What about you guys? What do you have? Charles, what do you have? Which firmware? Which actually, I'm gonna take this opportunity to show people how do you check it.
Mine's somewhere on the C.
This is how you check it. Go to your gear setting on your RØDECaster. Go to System, and then go to Information, and then View Device Information. It will tell you what firmware version you're running.
All right, so you're on 1.5.
1.5.
That's the beta. Is that the beta version
No,
or the
that's
actual
the public.
version?
That's the public release.
Okay,
version. Yeah,
okay.
it came out like on the 13th, like about 5 days ago. So,
all right. I'm way behind. I've got to do updates.
which you know, if you don't miss that feature that's in the new firmware, for instance, getting additional inputs, all that expanded inputs, maybe you don't need to do it. What about Nee and Charles? Did you have the latest one?
My RØDECaster is somewhere in the ocean. I don't even know
Oh, it's
where
being
it is.
shipped. It's
Yeah,
being
because
shipped.
I put an air tag in it, but
It's not in the ocean, I hope.
it's somewhere in the ocean. My
A little
air tag
soggy.
is
Nee, it's okay. You're gonna be able to find it. You've got a little Apple tag on it. You're gonna be able to find it.
I'm waiting to figure out my packet. where
This is me.
but I'm thinking about downgrading. But let's shoot it.
Oh,
Charles.
yes. Yeah. Well, Charles, what version do you have?
Well, I'm on 1.5 public.
Okay.
I feel so
I
behind
just-
the other kids on the block here.
I just updated it a couple days ago, I think, because I had to. What I don't like, and maybe I'm just doing something wrong. On the OG, so I'm finding out all these little differences. And I'm like, okay,
They
I don't
look
really
the
like
same.
that.
The buttons look the same, but let me tell you, they are completely different device
Oh my God,
entirely.
are they ever?
Yeah.
So I recorded a track, a voiceover track, and I wanted to play it back on the device,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get it to play it.
What do you mean? But now it does?
Well, no. Maybe I'm just going to the wrong
So, yeah.
place. Like, I don't know.
You need to go to your shows. So, settings, shows,
Oh, there it is.
settings,
See,
shows.
why can't I just click on the memory card right there?
Why can't
and,
you just
like,
have
go to it?
RØDECaster user meetup every day? And then recordings.
Yeah.
So,
but
if
anyways,
you are,
I was trying to download what I had recorded, so I had to open up the companion app, and that's when I was like, it wouldn't let me do anything unless I updated it. So I was like, okay, I guess I don't like. I'm not a fan of the new companion app. I like the old one better.
Okay, so let me show you the reason why you can't have a quick access to your recording, Charles, is because you don't have the physical record button. You have a RØDECaster Duo. So there's no physical record button. It's been replaced. The show button is being replaced by a record button. So for me, if I want to go to my recorded shows, I just tap on this and it goes straight to here. So it's a little bit different. I am seeing Raphael's message. What's it? Hey, John, I registered for the call. Okay, thank you. I need to pay more attention to the registration. Okay, I'm going to
Raphael is
approve
coming
you.
up, huh?
Raphael, I just approved you. Sorry about that. Thank you
That
for
guy's not
reminding
a
me.
He's not real though.
and-
John, I could hear a slight echo in
from me.
From you.
So someone might have some. I'm hearing John's voice twice. Yeah, it was when I was talking to Charles. doesn't mean that it's his microphone. I'm just said when I was talking to Charles that I heard my voice coming through again. Let me do it again because my voice is loud. Yeah, there. Who's is it? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna Nee, mute your mic. It's probably not Nee. It's probably because Nee's not using anything. So let's just do Charles. Charles, mute your mic. And I'm gonna speak loudly again. Loudly. Again. Okay, so that was Charles. That went away.
Got some leakage.
Yeah, leakage from your NTH 100. So NTH 101. It's my voice leaked out a little bit.
But you know what? I'm okay with that because they're comfortable as hell. So
okay, I'm adding.
And I changed my photo, guys. So check it out.
Okay, those of you who are on, I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do profile. What is that thing called? Arthur just joined us too. What is that thing called? PTR. I don't know how to do PTR on Club Deck, so I can't really show you the picture that Sarah is talking about.
You click where it says PTR under mute everyone.
Where?
On the right hand side.
On the right. Oh, I see it. This one. PTR.
Yeah, PTR.
Oh, there you go. And how? And then how do you view her profile big so that I can see her picture?
Click on her name.
And then
scroll up.
Oh,
You're
up.
too far down. No, go back over the other way.
Oh, to the left?
No,
Okay.
to the right.
And then?
Okay, stop.
And then?
And then go up.
Actually,
it may be, so we can't
it's
see
cropped.
it. You
Yeah,
may be
no,
able to
it's
see
still
it,
not
but-
big. It just shows her profile big.
It doesn't.
Can I see a picture?
That's as big as it gets.
Oh, okay. So then it's the same size as like this when I'm doing this. So that's her a booth. Wait, what am I? I'm only seeing your computer outside. Oh my gosh.
Is it a
Sorry,
clear
it's really hard.
booth?
That's a sound booth. Everything's inside. I stepped outside.
Sorry, it's so tiny. I wish I have a
What?
better way of showing
Well, no,
you all.
no, can you
Yeah,
go back
hover
over the
over.
photo?
Okay, hang.
Yeah.
Just go on my
So-
ID account. That's probably easier. Okay. I did a little.
She's in the booth, I think, looking out. It's a glass door?
Yep.
A glass door shouldn't be a sound booth if it's a glass door. Maybe that's why you're hearing some bit of the reverb. I mean, it's probably isolated, but probably not soundproof.
No, we so when I was in Korea, we had a piano room.
But
and a
the
drum
black
room.
part does look like it's treated. Okay, Raphael's joining.
Yeah, we had some rooms like that would also
Oh, wait.
look like glass, but it was soundproof also.
Okay.
There's two. I can take a photo of the other sound booth as well if you want to.
Might be good if you take a from outside your sound booth and looking into the booth. Maybe
Johnny,
that would
you
be
ever
easier
been-
for us to see.
I
Johnny,
have.
you
That's
you,
what
you
it
ever been
is.
in a
Oh,
bulletproof
that's what it.
room?
That's what. But we're looking into the picture is really small. Maybe what you can do. Let's see what you can do. Maybe send me an email. Go to my
Just be
website.
further away from it.
Go
Further
to
what?
the website, learner2learner.com, and then click on contact me, and then send me an email there.
Okay, hold on. What is, you said learner to learner. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay,
Learner2learner.com, and then go to contact me and send me an email, and then, okay, I'm gonna add Raphael. Oh wow, look at the crew, Raphael.
Hello.
Okay, the
That's-
others
that's not
here.
a-
Raphael's
that's not a re-
here.
That's not the real
Hi.
Raphael. That's
Hi.
not the real Raphael.
Long time no see, no speak. How you guys been?
Good,
Can you hear
good.
me?
Good.
Are we good on sound for me?
You sound pretty good. Can you tap on your mic and see if it's coming from
Yeah.
that?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, it sounds
A
like
little
it's
bit
coming from a
further
camera
away
rather
than-
than a mic.
It could be the Zoom's noise cancellation canceling out the tap maybe.
How does that sound?
It sounds pretty good. It sounds good. It doesn't
Okay.
sound, I don't hear like the room tone. So maybe it's okay. Or how
You
about
know-
if you
wait,
brush
just tap on your camera for 1 second because it almost sounds like it's coming
it's
from
a
a camera,
camera?
not from a microphone.
Oh, there's nothing on my. Yeah, it's not picking.
It's on
up
your
the sound
computer
on my camera.
camera.
For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Never mind then. Forget me. Forget what I said.
You sound. You
I have
sound
nothing
good.
to say here. Nothing
you
of importance.
You sound fine. So it's like sometimes when it comes from your computer, we can, or it doesn't come from your DLZ. It picks up a lot of the noise from the room, but this time it does not.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see who else on RØDECaster. Nobody's on RØDECaster. Wait, what about Lalo? Lalo, did you upgrade to 1.5 yet? And of course, whoever Cindy Lou, yeah, okay, Lalo, give me a thumbs up. Jeremiah? Well, Jeremiah has an OG, right? No. Did you have it? Do you have both?
No, I have the OG.
You have the OG, okay.
Yeah, I have the OG, but is there an update for that one?
No. Even though they said
So what you're saying is that we're screwed.
no, yours is so stable you don't need a firmware update anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
what
then
I
never
was-
mind.
If you're on the OG, if you still have an OG, consider yourself lucky.
Really? Because I'm at the point with my OG that I'm starting to think, it's maybe a little bit more than really what I need. In
Don't listen to Charles
Mini
fully.
Duo.
Consider so I love you're in different stages, right? I have embraced my RØDECaster Pro 2 and the pains that came with it, also the pain that I'm going through right now. But Charles has just now pulled the trigger, and so he's going through the bump right now. He's learning this new thing. Tell us
but
what you do
I
not
will
like
say
about
this. So I will say this. I'm where Raphael is right now, where he's like, I don't really need everything the OG has. Like, I use one channel and maybe a TRRS, and that's pretty much it. That's where I was with my OG. However, the only reason I was like, it's more software based instead of hardware. So I like that because I'm a nerd. But the sole selling point for me was the form factor on the Duo, because it was small and it had the mount. And so with
the
my
VESA
new
mount
setup, yeah, so the VESA mount, I like the VESA mount, so it is mounted to my monitor stand. So I have my monitors, and then I've got my camera. So I've got my vertical and horizontal live stream set up to where my phone is right in front of me. Then I have my camera, and then I have my RØDECaster Duo right behind it, underneath it. So it's just one straight line of equipment, and then I have my monitors on the side. So that was really, had it not been for the form factor.
You're not upgrading it for the functionality of Duo, just the physical
absolutely not
difference.
Yeah, I'm
No,
kind of
just
like at the point
the
with
only
it where...
thing
oh, sorry.
I will say that I do really like is I like that it has reverb, but I could live without that. And then the other one is probably the biggest annoyance on the OG was flipping through the pads. And so I like that there's an actual physical button
That's right.
to go through the pages.
Hey, how
of
was it
effects.
before? How do you do it? I forgot already. I thought you had
You
buttons
had to
too.
swipe the screen. You had to
Wait,
either
you had-
click on the
That's
screen or
right.
you had to swipe
Yeah, it's
on
little
the screen.
tap-
That's
It was
right. I
buttons on
forgot
the
about
screen.
that.
Horrible.
Yeah,
It was
that's
horrible
what I
because it
struggle
never
with.
failed.
I don't
When you
use the
needed
pads
to swipe-
largely because of that.
Oh,
Right,
first world
because-
problems.
when third world problems.
First world problem.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem, I mean, the swipe gesture was good if it worked every time. The problem is you would sit there and tap the screen to swipe it over because that's easier to do while you're on camera and doing other things than trying to find that teeny tiny little button on the screen. But more times than not, it wouldn't catch it the first time. So you're sitting there trying to swipe. And if it's not mounted up high, it can be difficult.
This is a great discussion.
so-
I think people will find, hopefully they will, people will find this conversation helpful, especially for those people who are thinking about upgrading, and then they can think about the pains that may have come with it. Raphael, why did you think about it? What makes you think about upgrading?
Well, I actually have to admit first, I didn't know you could swipe across the pads. I always just use the arrow buttons, tipping and tapping on
yeah,
them.
same thing.
I just found out about that now. As he's talking about it, I'm like,
Did you,
whoa, bro, no
Raphael,
way, that's crazy.
Did you know from anywhere on the screen you can swipe up, it goes to the home screen?
Even not on the old. Oh, no
I
way.
had no idea.
Holy crap.
I had no
See, you
idea.
don't need
I
a
know
new
plenty
device.
about this except for the basic, simple features.
He's like, well, I was thinking about upgrading, but I just got an upgrade.
You just got a
I'm
new
good.
feature.
I just got the ultimate upgrade. No, the thing is with the Duo, it is partially the space savings, but I know
Yeah.
also with the what's it called? The limiter and certain other features within there, and
It does have better compressor.
Yeah,
I mean,
the compressor is a
preamps. I
big
meant
deal.
preamps.
well, the compressor, the way that you can program in kind of the curve on that, that's also one of the things that I'm really interested in, because sometimes it just cuts out a little too quickly on the OG RØDECaster. And I mean, I've got mine mounted on a laptop arm, so I can swing it out of the way when I don't need it. So it's not that I need the desk space. I've got it just floating around in my office here, but it's just the amount of times that I've actually used it on a multi-person recording is few. And I mean, I still have a Zoom H6 that if I'm doing the type of recording sessions that I would do, it's easier in some ways to bring that along rather than the whole huge OG RØDECaster. Because if I have guests, normally they're not coming to me. If they are coming to me, I have used the RØDECaster, but if I have to go out and have to travel or whatever, it's just easier to bring the H6 along, and that thing is great. I mean, it's still, the preamps aren't amazing, but it gets the job done.
Lalo said on Clubhouse, I'm not sure if you're able to read this. He said, no, okay, let me try a different layout. Okay, I've got fancy layout. Lalo says on the last one, on the bottom right, I want to downgrade from RCP2 to RC Duo. I need more desk space. So like many of you were talking about, I need more desk space. He does not need 4 channels all the time. So yeah. So if you're thinking about it and you don't need all 4 channels,
I was thinking about going down to the
there you go.
The Streamer X per se. You know, I really
Streamer
downgraded
X, huh?
Yeah, I really downgraded my my desktop. Like I came back and I got like the same butcher block that Charles has back over there. I think it's like 6 feet by 25 or so, just a regular countertop. And I rebuilt my decks and everything, trying to just save space, because my other desk is like way back over there. The desktop is way back over there. I'm going to turn into some shelves, but I would have to like reach so far across the other side of the desk, and I wanted something small and spacious, so it's not like really crowded or anything. So I was just thinking, based upon building this, you know, I only use one
channel, one mic input.
One channel. Yeah, so I was just thinking about just downgrading all the way down. I was like, you know, if I get a Streamer X,
No sound pads.
I don't really use. I don't.
Well,
really
there are
use
sound pads. There are sound pads. Is it 4?
Yeah, I think it's
it's
got 4. And
It's
then,
4 plus 2 arrow buttons on there. And actually, that's one of the other options I've been thinking about too, because like it's a functional video card. I mean, that alone, not that I need another video card, but that's actually pretty great to be able to have that all in one unit.
Yeah, I mean, on a worst case, the Streamer X can also.
Is it cheaper now?
No,
Still
it's
the
still
same
Gone
price.
down in comparison to what it used to be.
Yeah, it's the 3 something, but
$296. Buy it.
296. Where you see that?
I'm seeing
YouTube.
it here
I
in
mean,
Europe for 209.
Not YouTube, Amazon.
Amazon.
Okay, let me get
okay.
you the link, and then you can use the affiliate link.
But on a worst case, say you have an additional person, right, and you have one of the, because I do have a couple of Rode microphones that you can use the USB-C and turn it to another channel. So that's what I was thinking. But I think that will save me a lot of space and not have to, the OG is going to take another space over here. So I think I'm going to go down towards the Streamer X, but I'm going to take a big. Is it a pay cut when I try selling that one? Also,
So interesting, huh? Like it seems a lot of people told me when the RØDECaster Duo came out, a lot of people with RØDECaster Pro 2 said that if that were to have come out at the same time, that would be the one that they would buy. Most people. I am one of the odd ones. I use all 4 channels because I have different microphones set up for different things. My singing microphone is it's dedicated. It's
one with
plugged
the
in.
reverb.
No, I still use, even with the reverb that RØDECaster Pro 2 came with, I do not use it. I still use MainStage to generate my own reverb because it does not sound good. And so,
listen,
I'm shocked.
Raphael, it should not
I'm
surprise you.
horrified.
This was also the guy that used Google Meet in combination with screen recording.
hey, my Ecamm Live is about to come up with my renewal, and I'm
If there's a
definitely
way to
going for it.
John Ong it, he's gonna figure it out. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
fair point. fair
I
point.
should be. Wait, you're talking. The point is does not make sense anymore because I'm keeping my 4-channel RØDECaster Pro 2 because I use all 4 channels. I don't use it all at the same time. I think at the same time it's probably 2 or 3 channels because, but there are times where I need to move around. I also put on my DJI mic mini. Is it called DJI wireless? Well, I forgot what it's called. DJI mic
The mini one, the
Yeah.
little one.
And I use that and I'll plug that in and that is on my 4th channel. So I would then switch it over to there and then I can, step away and people can still hear me. So I do use all 4 channels.
Well, John, you were just saying that you don't use them all at the all at the same time. So it sounds like you have room to grow in your life and work up to such goals.
Like and the only one time that I actually do use it like at the same time is my guest's microphone and my microphone. We do an in-person 2-person podcast is when I actually use it at the same time. Interesting, but what you all never talk about the other features. So maybe you appreciate it
Don't need
without appreciating it, or you don't or you don't use it. So number 1, the preamp. It's a what's it called? Revolution preamp is very good. You don't need a cloud lifter
But that's
with
not
your
really-
SM7B.
So I look at that as it's not really for people that came from the Rode OG. It doesn't solve a problem.
I don't
If
have to
anything,
use
it
my cloud
pisses us
lifter
off
anymore.
Right. So now I have $150 paperweight.
But it's quieter. So
Yeah,
would
I
you
mean, the
rather
thing is-
use your paperweight and be noisy?
I use Fetheads, and honestly, even with the new preamps, I would still probably end up using it just to get that little
No.
bit extra out of it.
It's noisier.
It's
It
gonna make it
introduced
really
more noise.
noisier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people were
surprised to hear
surprised
that.
by people were surprised by it. So take it or leave it, but preamp, I think a lot of people just kind of like take it for granted. I don't think about it anymore because it's so quiet and good. So that is one. And then mostly for me, that makes total sense for my usage. And this is not just RØDECaster Pro 2, it's also for RØDECaster Duo, is having 2 USB inputs. And so USB 1 has actually 2 inputs and outputs. So you have USB main, the RØDECaster Pro main and RØDECaster Pro chat. So that is amazing. That allows me to do very simply connect to Zoom calls to all of you using my RØDECaster Pro 2 chat channel, and then have my Clubhouse connected to my phone using the USB 2 without having to do any loopback gymnastics is it called loopback, the software? Yeah. So that I have not seen any other product out there mixer wise that will do that.
I
Not
think the
even
Streamer X
DLG.
does
X
that.
will.
The
that?
Streamer X does it.
Yeah, the Streamer
Oh yeah,
X
yeah.
does
I
that
mean,
too.
yes, we're talking about like other non-road stuff.
Well, so like here, if I tell you, looking at the Streamer X, and so looking at what I actually use on the daily or semi-regularly, the only thing I don't like about it is I don't like the knobs. Because
For your
now that I have
your
the
audio level.
yeah, because now that I have the RØDECaster Duo, I know exactly how those knobs work, and I freaking hate them. Because there's no clear identification of what level you're at. They're
Or are they those
there
like
is no set
infinity,
position.
endless?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it's
there
horrible.
the ring color will tell you
It
approximately
bleeds.
where your level is.
Right, but the ring color bleeds. Like there's no definitive line even in the ring color. So it because it's LED, so it's going to bleed over that line just a little bit. And so you don't really know where you're at.
It is not as precise. Like, if
But then-
with the little notch on the RØDECaster Pro 2 or the OG, you know exactly where it is.
But then,
But I'll
but
tell
then
you, if
you're using the app for that, right? I'm sorry, you're using the unified app to dial it in. Well, if I'm right,
you can't, yes.
yes.
Yep. So, and
you're going to
here
miss the
comes-
fader.
Well, so not really, because I don't really use the.
You don't
I mean, my faders
adjust
pretty
it.
much stay set. However, looking at the AL1, now I wouldn't run a SM7B through the AL1. I would switch over to a condenser mic if I was going to run the AL1, which is a single channel audio interface by Rode. But quite honestly, I don't know that wouldn't do what I need it to do.
You
Looking
don't
at that
record it.
and-
You only use it as an interface.
I don't record. Yeah. So
And that's a
looking at
Rode.
that
That's a Rode product. You talking about the AL1?
It's a Rode product. Rode AL1.
Yeah.
It
The
is
only thing that you're gonna. Yeah, the only thing
well,
you're
so
gonna
it
miss,
integrates with software.
it does.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, if I'm going to have to run software anyways, if I'm going for a simplified desk setup, a minimalistic setup, that's not a bad looking device.
Does it have Revolution preamp? Do you use an SM7B?
That's why I said I don't know if it has that, but I could
It
just switch
doesn't
over
look
to a
like-
condenser microphone.
Doesn't look like it has
I
that.
think it came out before that preamp was introduced.
It did. Yeah, it's been out for years.
It's a
but-
beautiful little piece.
It is. It's clean, simple.
Mm-hmm.
It does the job of what it's intended to do without all the frills. Now, there is a tear between, okay, I know I'm going to have some additional things that I might use every so often from the Streamer X. But looking at what I would actually use, and this is where you really have to evaluate what you're actually going to use. If you're like Raphael and I, and we're like, okay, we use one freaking channel. Like, why do we need 4 channels? We don't use all these.
But
We
wait,
only
so a
ever
lot of
have
people,
one mic.
it's good for people to hear because some people, they
is.
don't know when they buy it. They don't want to buy it like a one channel thing. And then 3 months later, realizing, oh, I need another channel.
That's true.
Well, here's
That's
my
true.
thing is that
it's on
I
either
already
side
have
of it.
another recorder that's multi-channel. So I don't need all of those channels on this device. And that device also can work as an audio interface. So for me, I like that it can be an audio interface and I like that I can record. Those for me are the 2 most important details. So I can do that all on my Rode, and theoretically I can do it all on my Zoom H6 minus the processing. The processing is the only reason why I keep the Rode at my desk all the time instead of the Zoom H6.
You live stream lots?
No, but it's more for recording sessions when I'm not going to be able to have the control, or to make it easier for the other person on the other side.
And I think, like, for me, looking at the 2 device, like, if I was gonna, if I hadn't have had a friend that had this RØDECaster Duo and was willing to sell it to me at a ridiculous price, I would have never bought it. I would have probably went with the Streamer X. But really taking a look at the AL1 versus the Streamer X, and I've talked about this before, some of this stuff I think Rode has gone a little crazy with on the price. You look at the price jump between an AL1 at $129 and a Streamer X at $399. I'm talking about on the website, not on Amazon. Okay. The Streamer X would have to be probably $200 for me to see the value in it. comparatively.
It has
to
dropped,
the AL1.
right? Didn't it drop like
Yeah.
quite a bit? It was like $399, I thought.
But that's based on
$499.
what I
No,
would
$399.
use within the hardware itself. That's not to say that it's not worth $399 or what they're charging.
It never was.
It's for my
It never
particular
was
use.
valuable for me.
Yeah, for my particular use, what I would use out of it feature wise, to me, it's a $200 piece of equipment.
I am so wanting for you to try out the AI, AI, the AI one, so that you can tell us the comparison, because I think you've used the Revolution preamp, and I don't know if you know how much a Revolution preamp is able to do compared to the non one.
Yeah, but I'm not like for what I use it for. That little bit, but one, I would switch over to a condenser microphone, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, so I would just.
Well,
I
you
wouldn't
still have
use
the
an
cloud
SM7.
lifter, so you could still use it.
No, because my kids are using it with OG.
Okay.
But I would switch over to a condenser microphone. That way I didn't have to worry about that, because if I'm going to go for a minimalistic setup, I'm going to keep it minimalistic. I'm not going to want a cloud lifter,
that.
2 XLR cables.
That's the title, minimalistic.
But there's a lot of
RØDECaster
movement
setup.
towards that. Like, Nee was talking about it. He's downsized his setup. The whole reason I got this RØDECaster Duo was because Billy was
Selling
ripping down his. I mean, a lot of creators are like, you know what? The heck with this. Like, we really don't need all this stuff. Let's
There's
get
a
down
lot
to
of hype.
bare bones, simple setups that we know are going to work every single time, and just keep it minimal and practical.
Okay,
There's
so
a lot of creators doing it.
I'll have to wrap this up. Sound check is coming up. So sorry, Jason, we don't get to talk to you, but I'm going to wrap this up so that we can start our sound check right at the top of the hour at 9 p.m. Central Time. So come join us there for our continued conversation about audio, and maybe Sarah can tell us a little bit more and show us pictures of her sound booth that she was referring to. And Jason, maybe you can join us there on the sound check house coming up in about 20 seconds. So I'll see you all later. The Zoom people, you can just hang out here until I start the other show. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Had I known the